Hey everyone, welcome to today's live episode, and I'm so happy you're here. If you're here because you come every Monday, then shouts out to you. If you're here because someone shared this with you and you're watching it, my name is Susan Sly. I'm the president and CEO of Step Into Your Power. I'm an author and a speaker and a trainer, and I specialize in helping people create more balanced lives and get more organized and productive, because I believe firmly that when we are more productive, we get more progress, we get more profits, and we can really lead a more ridiculously fulfilling life. So thanks so much for being here. Our topic today is organization. I just got back from Las Vegas. I spoke in front of 15,000 people. I did an event Saturday. I went on to another event Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh my gosh, it was insane. I got to dance with Montel Jordan, was awesome. Having just a moment with Tony Robbins, which was fantastic. And so many of you came up to me and you said, Susan, I'm disorganized. You buy my books, I sign them, you do all this stuff. It's on your shelf. And, you said, please do more lives on getting organized. And I said, look, guys, I've been teaching on organization. And they're like, we need more. So I decided that I was actually going to do a 3-part series for you. And my objectives with these trainings, it's just really a heart piece. I want you to get more organized. I want you to have more time to do the things you love. Some of you are just like grinding it out and it's like go, go, go. And you're exhausted. You're exhausted. You have so many balls in the air and you're questioning. You're like, can I really do this? Whatever this is, whether it's grow a business or get to the next level in your health or have a healthy marriage. And you're just like, you're tired, right? If you're tired, nod your head. So what I want to teach you are some strategies that have really helped me become successful and guide my thousands of clients to do the same. So if you're excited, just let me know in the chat box. I can see that you're excited. And I want to start with a few announcements. So on Tuesday night, I was going to teach the 8 things every solopreneur must know, but I had the great opportunity to do a webinar with John Maxwell. We already have over 1,100 people registered for this. So I said, no, it's too much for people. They've got a lot going on. So I actually moved that. So that is going to be just after Labor Day, the Wednesday after Labor Day. It's going to be at 9:30 Eastern. So check it out in our events section. And on this page, I like to be organized. So all the events, anything I'm speaking out live, all of it is there. The next announcement is my class, Organize Your Life Sales Academy, is filling up. That's where I teach NLP sales techniques, and it's awesome. It's the last time I'm teaching it live, and that class, if you go on susansly.com and you put in the code GROW, G-R-O-W, all small letters, you're going to get $50 off, which is awesome. And so I get to mentor you and work with you. If you can't be on live, all the classes are recorded. We have students registered currently in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, India, maybe Ireland, I don't know. Canada, US. So check it out. It's awesome. If you're in real estate, if you're in direct sales, if you're in any kind of business where you have to sell, that is the class for you. And then I will be in Orlando keynote speaking at Network Marketing Expert. The link to get your ticket is here. You can also get a live stream ticket. And the thing I am going to be teaching on is really on organization strategy for small business owners. Because here's the thing, guys, 90% of businesses fail. And I don't think that, it's within 5 years. I think it's actually sooner than that, because people get tired and they check out and they use their work income to fund their small business hobby. And it doesn't have to be that way. And I think, one of the things I specialize in is teaching what I call accidental entrepreneurs. So you had a career, you were a teacher, you were a lawyer, you were a physician, and suddenly you start a side business and you're overwhelmed, you're all over the map. And what I help you do is strategize and get organized, which is a lot of fun. I love doing that. So let's get into today's topic. Organization. So how many of you, and I'm reading the chats right now, how many of you feel you're disorganized at times? Just let me show of hands. How many of you feel you're disorganized at times? Just say yes if that's you. I've got some hearts dropping. Yeah. And how many of you feel you're disorganized at times and that's costing you money? And it's costing you emotional currency. You're not the mom or dad you want to be. You're not the partner that you want to be, the grandma, grandpa. You are just not the person you want to be because you're all over the map at times and it's not working. And if that's you, It's okay. A lot of people are like that. However, the difference, and go ahead and write this down, the difference between people who succeed and difference between people who fail are really the people who succeed are the ones who get organized. They surround themselves with organized people. They know when to hire the right people, and they're the ones that tend to crush it. So you guys have said, please help me with my schedule, help me do all this stuff. And I can't be here for 10 hours, but I can be here every Monday for about 15-20 minutes. And so I broke this down to 3 parts. So if you're ready, say I'm ready. We're going to get started, and it's going to be amazing. So today we're going to talk about laying your foundation. And you can go to an event or a seminar. I know in Las Vegas there is like network marketing events. I know there was a massive real estate conference when I was there. There was all this stuff. And you come back and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to make all this money. I'm going to be so successful. And then reality hits and you've got life and kids and different things pulling at you. So setting your foundation for organization is key. And today we're going to work on organization. We're going to set your foundation. I'm going to give you 7 days to complete your homework. Okay, if you're serious, right? Because this is free training for you, and I do want to help you. And so don't come here and not do the work, because if you don't do the work, you come back and go, that stuff Susan Sly says doesn't work. It actually works if you do the work, because I have thousands of students who say that, yeah, it does work. So the first thing we're going to talk about are mixed messages. Mixed messages happen when you've got something in your surroundings that is not in alignment with what you say you want. Okay, so a mixed message in our health, as an example, is we say we want to lose 30 pounds, but we have Oreos in the cupboard. And then we say, oh, but they're my kids' Oreos. Sweethearts, stop using your kids as an excuse. Okay, enough's enough. Oh, like when my kids go to school, I'll lose the 10 pounds. Shut up. No, stop using your kids as an excuse, because that puts a lot of pressure on them. I have 5 children. I'm not going to use them as an excuse. So you want to take a look at that. In business, you say you want to make more money, but you look at your office and it's a train wreck, or you look at how your finances are organized and they're all over the map and you don't know where things are. In your relationship, you say, oh, I want a juicy relationship. I want a kingdom marriage. I want all this. But, your bedroom looks like a colossal tornado has gone through it. So you can't do that. So in mixed messages, we want to take away out of our environment anything that is sending a signal that our goals are not in alignment with our environment, okay? Because our environment, you've heard your internal world creates your external world. In my Organize Your Life teachings, your external world is equally as impactful, if not more so, on your internal world. So I'll tell you a mixed message story. I have a friend who's a New York Times bestselling author, married to a New York Times bestselling author, amazingly successful couple. And she was browsing my book. We were in the green room. We're about to go on stage at this major conference. And she said, give me, one tip from your book. And I told her about this. And she said, it's interesting, Susan, I have a story about that. So she was in a business deal with a very well-known person, and something went south in the deal. And this other person had given her a beautiful Louis Vuitton handbag. And so she's in her office and she's looking at this handbag and she loves this handbag. But every time she looked at the handbag, she thought about the business deal that had gone sideways, and she knew she had to get rid of it. So she actually gave it away. She just gave it away. And then after that, she closed a multi-million-dollar deal. So if you have something in your environment that is either from someone or it represents something that incurs pain, it's a mixed message and it has to go. There are so many shelters out there. There's so many amazing charities. You can, if it's valuable, you can consign it. You can do something. But there's so many ways to get things out of your environment. And just because, write this down, please, it was a curse to you, it doesn't mean it can't be a blessing to someone else. Right? So one of the things I'm doing in my own life, we've been traveling a ton. We were in Canada, we're in Maine, we're in Hawaii. It's like, oh my gosh. And, I had someone at my house and I was like, this is crazy. Like normally my house doesn't look like this. Now my idea of clean, my idea of messy might be someone else's idea of clean, right? But anyway, so I'm doing that myself. I've got one of my kids has gone back to school. I have another starting this week. Two of them are starting in next week. And so I'm using this time to get rid of mixed messages, because who I am today, who Susan Sly is today on this day in August, isn't who I was even last year. As many of you know, I was really sick. I got an amoeba. My body started breaking down. Every time I pray on it, God was like, Susan, in order for you to live, you've got to die. I had to take medication that my friend who's a physician is like, that's like chemo for your gut. And so I was sick for a long time. And, you know, the big thing I'll tell you is coming through that, I'm more assertive. I'm more certain. I'm more direct. I value myself. And I know for many of you who've come through cancer or come through any kind of devastation, divorce, whatever it is, you're not the same person. So who you're going to show up as now is different than who you would have shown up for before. So there are things in my life that represent who I was before. There are things in my life who were given to me by people that are not in my life any longer, and those memories aren't necessarily happy. I bless them, I love them, I release them, but they don't need to be in my house. If this makes sense, say yes. So what I want you to do right now is make a list of at least 3 things that are sending mixed messages. Do you have clothes in your closet that are like size 16 and you're a size 10 now? They have to go. Donate them to a shelter. Do you still have baby clothes but you're just done having kids? Donate them to, you know, there are people who need those. Are you in network marketing and you're with a different company now and you still have a bunch of garbage from your last company? What kind of message are you sending? Get rid of it, purge. So you have 1 week to clean up the mixed messages. Hopefully this makes sense. The second strategy for today is really grounding yourself in the area of your home that represents what it is you want. So your top goal, whatever it is, if it is to make more money, then what does your home office look like right now? Is it a train wreck, or does it feel good when you go in there? Does it feel, I teach my students, it has to feel like the Starship Enterprise. I'm dating myself. Like you're Captain Kirk and you sit in that office and you're like, yeah, I'm at the console of the Starship Enterprise and I'm like ready to roll. So if that's what you want, more money, clean up your home office. If it's your relationship with your partner, clean up your bedroom. If it's your health, and clean up your workout room, your kitchen, just get it done. That's the second strategy, is associated with that. And I will share a tip. You know, I've had many students who did this work, and I want to do a shout out to Jessica, because I just saw Jessica last Saturday in Las Vegas, and she said, Susan, she uses a tax planning program that we recommend at my company, and she said, I just got a notification that the amount of deductions I can take this quarter is actually the same amount that I made the first year I started working with you. So she went from a low amount of income to being over a 6-figure earner in her years working with me, taking the classes. And she's done this work, but number one is what's important in her life right now. And, you know, if making money or whatever it is, then that's the area that she's really focused on. The third strategy that I'm going to share with you is really incorporating your family if you have one. You know, I was talking to this overwhelmed mom, and she was like, oh, I'm so tired. I've got to hire someone, blah, blah, blah. And I said, what about your kid? Like, you know, what about your kid? Can't your kid help with some of this? And she's like, oh, I can't imagine asking him to unload the dishwasher. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Like, oh my gosh. You know, 17 years ago, I lost everything. I was homeless the year I got diagnosed with MS. And yes, you know, I came back from that and became a self-made millionaire, and I did all this stuff. But do you think my kids are entitled? No, they unload the dishwasher, they make their beds, they clean the counters, they take out the garbage. They, like, just because I can afford it doesn't mean I'm hiring it. Like, yeah, you know, like if you have kids, they need to do it. Do you want to raise kids who don't even know how to unload a dishwasher or do a load of laundry? Oh my gosh. And I know this is some tough love, but I see it. And actually the high school my daughter went to, in grade 12, they teach this class on how to do laundry and you know, general cleanup. I'm like, are you kidding me? 17-year-olds, by the time they're in grade 12, they don't know how to do laundry. My daughter Margaret grew up in Africa. You know, 3-year-olds are balancing their little brother and sister on their back while they go to get like these, you know, 10 not 10 gallon, but like 5 gallon things of water. Like, oh my gosh, I'm a parent. I love my kids, but I'm raising them to be responsible. So it's not my responsibility to hire what my kids can do, and I can pay them to do it, when they earn that money. So if you have family, bring them along on the journey. You have 7 days to clean your stuff up and get organized. And next week, in next week's live, we're going to get more into scheduling, getting everything precise for you to align what it is you want, what's important in this quarter and the next quarter, finishing the year strong. And I'm going to finish with this little lesson that I taught on stage in front of 15,000 people in Las Vegas, and it was called More, Less, More. And so some of you are under this deception that in order to get more in your life, you have to do more. And if you think like that, you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to get adrenal fatigue. You're going to be exhausted. And at some point, you'll reach a breaking point. I always say this, either you hear the messages or you're made to hear the messages. I mean, it's the bottom line. God doesn't tap you on the shoulder. Sometimes he hits you over the head with a frying pan going, come on. That's what happened to me when I got MS. I wasn't listening, right? So the thing that I want to say to you is that we can do more for periods of time, right? So if you have like a specific financial goal, you might be able to do more for, a short period of time in order to hit that goal. Or if you are, say, in a fitness competition and I did one years ago, dieting down, you might be able to do more. Or when I'm running marathons, that when I do the marathon, that's a more. But generally speaking, you want to operate in less more. And how you do that is that I want you to understand this. People who make more money than you do ask themselves bigger questions. And they don't ask themselves more. How can I do more to make more? They say, how can I do less to make more? And so as you go into this week, as you create the clearing, ask yourself as you're cleaning this stuff up and you're getting rid of the mixed messages, where are some areas that you can begin to leverage? You can leverage technology. You can leverage training. Where can you become more efficient? And that's the less more mentality. And for those of you who join me in OIL Sales Academy, the thing I'll tell you is that's the whole premise. I teach you less more, how to close more sales in less time, because you're more aware, you're hyper aware, using NLP techniques, how to read people. That's how that works. So with that, God bless all of you. I'm praying for all of you. This isn't about religion, it's just about love. Hopefully, if this has served you, I read all of your takeaways and comments. Again, this is a 3-part series to get us through August. And so with that, God bless. Go out there and rock your day, rock your week, and I'll be here live next Monday.